Hey everybody, what I want to show you is what my course looks like inside. I know each instructor often organizes things differently based on their needs for the course. So I just want to show you what my navigation is in this environment here. So you have essentially 4 separate panels. This will always be open, class announcements. You can't collapse it. It will always be open. It will have video messages and or text messages. Not text, but text right there. Then what I want you to see though is that a lot of these little bars right here can be collapsed or they can be opened, depending on what you're working on. So for instance, if you always want to have the course calendar open, just so that that's a visual for you, that you can always say, okay, I've got to make sure that I get through week 1 work. Oh, I see I have a topic proposal due on the 14th. You can keep that open all the time. It's going to push some of these things down, but that's fine if that's what you need sort of visually to remind you that you've got work coming up. That calendar can be open or collapsed like that right here. Instructor contact information is right here. So this is something you may not want open all the time. You may want to keep it collapsed like that. But in the event that you need to contact me, I've got my email information here, the text messaging information, and appointments. So that's not information that you always need to have open. Over here on the other side, when you first get into the course, you are going to need, this is the very first thing you need to click anyway, because you've got to go through this course tour that you're going to click on right here. You're required to read through each page and you're responsible for all of its contents. But you may or may not want to have this open all the time. You do have some downloadable documents here, course syllabus, quick look for due dates. That's also in the course tour, both those documents, but here's a place where it's easily accessible. And then rubrics and sample assignments are here as well, rubrics for everything. But you may not want that open all the time, especially once we get done with the start here in the first week. You may just want to collapse it. Online resources, again, another thing that you might want to keep collapsed or you might want to have open. It's up to you. This has all of the turnitin.com information, class ID, password, Eli review, class code, then some links to the Purdue OWL and our writing center, and then the information for accessing and getting signed up for text messaging. This middle area is where all of your weekly work is. So as you can see, week 1 goes from June 1st through June 7th. So you'll click on that. And you've got these items here that you need to complete. Okay. Now, yeah, as you know, if you've worked inside of D2L, you know that you can also get to the content of any folders in this thing called content here. So here's week 1. Then you've got this checklist, which is in, it's essentially a website that's embedded, but that's your checklist. Okay, you've got all the things that you need to do for the week there. And then any links to discussion boards, quizzes, anything like that, Dropbox assignments, that's all right here. That's linked in that particular folder in content. But again, in D2L, there's many different ways to access information. So if you just click on the folder here, you can sort of get an overview of what's in that folder. You click on this very first item. It's always the very first item. It's the checklist. It's the little website thing that I told you. As you see, it comes up like this. It's essentially got a table of contents. And then, as soon as you click on any of the links in here, it brings up essentially this website with my embedded lectures. And this is extremely important. These are the lectures for the course, just as if you were sitting in my class and listening to me talk about this information. These lectures are extremely important, and those are embedded in this very first document always. right here. Click here, and if I go over to week 2, it's the same situation. Lesson and checklist. If there are any videos that are there, which there are, which I need to update some of these because they're done on the cloud, so I'll do that. I'm setting up this class right now. So anyway, this is how our class is going to be organized, and here are your weekly work folders. And of course, as you know, you can get to that information here, but you can also go up to content. I'm trying to think. I did put these widgets in here because you are going to be doing a lot of research, so I thought it might be easy if you have this right here, especially if you're at home or whatever. Galileo, you can do a Galileo search there, and then everybody knows how to do a Google search, but I put that widget there because I thought it would be easy for you. So make sure you understand how to get to the content. You are required to work every week. You're going to have a lot of content, discussion boards, quizzes, readings, and then you're also at the same time simultaneously working on major assignments that each of the little assignments that you're doing will prepare you for. Okay, and those come out of the Curious Researcher, those small assignments. So you can get to the discussion boards, you can get to Dropbox, you can get to quizzes, but you can't but if you just access those here, you will miss content of the course. You really need to follow through each week 1, and click here for week 1 lesson and checklist, because that has all essentially the content with the lectures and everything. Okay, I am repeating myself now, so I'm going to go. If you have any questions about navigation, let me know and I will try to clear those up for you. But hopefully you can refer back to this video to understand how to navigate through the course this semester. Okay?